Hello, 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 you guys. Thank you once again for tuning in to the Real News Talk Show. I am your Real News host, coming to you with real news, no icing on the cake, no lies, all that's out there for you to hear, for you to see, and for you to know. Today, my topic is about the funeral for Atatiana Jefferson. The funeral was held up by her dad because of the fact that the sisters and brothers and other people were trying to bury her, when indeed her father had to gain a restraining order because him and her mother did it in confidentiality, where her mother wanted him to oversee her daughter's funeral because she is in the hospital ill, you guys. So in the beginning, the attorney Lee Merritt actually started a GoFundMe page. The GoFundMe page, the goal was $250,000, and that was to cover funeral costs, and also it was to cover the burial. However, the burial was covered by some Mavericks sports players. They came up and they came together. Two athletes paid for the funeral, which means that the GoFundMe money won't be needed for any reasons because of the fact that the father said he had it covered because he had taken out an insurance policy on Atatiana since she was 8 years old after he found out she was diagnosed with diabetes. So that part was covered. So he did send them a letter and he asked the attorney to stop the GoFundMe page. There is a battle between the father, Marquise Jefferson or Marcus Jefferson, and the family right now fighting over the situation. Now, if I was the other siblings and my mother actually, if the mother said it's her father, it's her father. If she has his last name, which she has it, it's her father. If he took care of her, helped send her to college, I think she's a biology major, and then she was going to be a doctor. She was an aspiring doctor. It's her father. And so it had to be, because when he went to the judge, I don't think the judge would have honored him to stop something so big as a funeral when all the arrangements were already made. There's no judge in hell would stop that unless they actually knew that he qualified to bury Atatiana Jefferson. Now, I know the attorney, as I said before, is caught up in the middle of this madness, but the father will win. The mother is still living. The father is still living. The other people have to do what the father says. So if I was the attorney, I would just drop all those other people and get with the father. And because actually when they sue, the money is going to go, if they sue the police department for doing wrong by them shooting that girl at her own home, prowling around the back of the house, not identifying themselves, and all he said was, put your hands up, pow. The money is going to go to the parents. So I don't care what these other people are doing, it's just not going to work. So my thing would be to get with the source, get with the people. I understand the mother's in the hospital, and the young lady was at the house because she went back to take care of her mother. She had such a good name. She was such a loving young lady. They said she even liked pets, and she adopted a stray rabbit one time. I think it was a rabbit. And she loved animals. She loved human beings. She loved her nephew. She was just a caring person to people and animals. They say Atatiana Jefferson was a very special little girl. All you've heard was good things from her, and she was an aspiring doctor to help people that has been shot like she was, and to help people that had terminal illnesses, to help people to feel better about life. She was born to help people, and that police officer from the Fort Worth Police Department shot and killed her red-handed for no earthly reason, because he did not follow his teachings the way they taught him. He did not go by the guidelines. He did not do anything other than he was happy to shoot. Matter of fact, he didn't even want to help the investigation with the Fort Worth Police Department. He even quit before they fired him, like he was making such a smart move. That just made him look as guilty as all get out. Well, you guys, today was the funeral because the father did stop it. Today was her funeral, and as they said, it wasn't a lot of filming going on, or no one could put it out yet. Maybe they're going to show some footage later on. But all I know is that the funeral was today, and it was in Dallas at a church. I think the church was called CONCORD Church, and it was CONCORD Church in Dallas, Texas, and it was by Pastor BRYAN somebody, Pastor Bryan Carter, I think Bryan Carter in Dallas, Texas, and it was in Dallas, Texas. So there was a short footage online that showed, people going in to view her body, and also that pastor saying what a great person that Atatiana Jefferson was. And it seemed like a beautiful church from what I could see from the small clip that was online. It was a beautiful footage, and my heart goes out to her family and her father, her mother and father, and Mr. Marcus Jefferson, who actually had the heart for his child when everybody tried to deny him of that. And it's just really something when family fights over money at a time like this. The parents, as I said, are next in line for any monies that are donated for Atatiana Jefferson's funeral. The parents are the ones that will reap that money. It doesn't matter about the other people. Hiring an attorney. If I was the attorney, I'd get with those parents, because those are the ones that, those are the people you want to talk to. Because those are the people, not these other people that's coming in just for the money. You see what I'm saying? Every time there's a funeral, somebody always are fighting over the money, and they forgot about the good of the person. Or they'll go to the funeral, they'll stand up and they'll say the good, but right after that, before they even put her body in the ground, and that's just not her body. I've seen this so many times. It even happened with my father when my stepmother did that. Before she could put his body in the ground, didn't give us a necktie, bow tie. When I was in California, I used to send my daddy all kind of clothes and designer suits. I didn't even get to dress him in a suit. She didn't offer a necktie, a saddle, because he was a cowboy, not a cowboy boot, not a chap, a spur, or nothing, not his cowboy hat, nothing, because for the love of money, and she died not long after that. You see, you can't do that for the love of money. You have to have a heart, and especially when it comes to a human being. This young lady, she wouldn't want that, because they should be, the people that's after her money should be just like how she was, and let her spirit feel that that's the way they are, and that they loved her genuinely, because she showed them that she loved them genuinely. And for them to fight over money, that's just a disgrace at a time like this. It really, really is. So they called her Tay. Tay was her nickname, I guess, at Tatiana, because it's kind of hard for some people to say. But Tay is a cute name for such a cute girl that was an aspiring doctor, a lover of pets, and hands-on with her young nephew, her nephews, her family. She was just adopted a wild rabbit. Isn't that cute? That is something else. And she loved people. So again, Atatiana Jefferson's funeral was today. The father interrupted the funeral, which would have been some days back, and he deserved to do so, because as I said, my dad, no way in hell he would let anybody come and jump the gun over him. I don't care if you was adopted. I don't care if you was claimed that. I don't care what. Whoever raised that child and took that child on into their heart, mind, soul, and spirit, and the mother okays it. The mother gave Atatiana Jefferson to Mr. Marcus Jefferson, because if she didn't, no way she would put a man over her other children and allow him to bury that child. Like my mother said, every woman know whose child it is. They may not tell the other siblings. The other siblings may have thought it wasn't his child because that aunt said, oh, he's saying it's his biological daughter and it's not. How in the hell she know? Was she in the bedroom with them screwing at the time that that baby was made? Do she know who all her mother was with? Her mother knows because her mother allowed him in confidential. Because she's ill, going through things, she probably didn't want to fuss with her kids at a time like this and trying to heal herself. She's now in the hospital mourning the death of her baby. So those kids should let their mother be happy. Let her be as comfortable as possible. She can't be happy because she lost her child and she's very ill. Let the mother and the father make the decisions. And if they would have done that from Jump Street, all of this mess would not be going on right now at a time that everybody should be together comforting each other. They should be comforting that man. He should be comforting them. They should be definitely comforting their mother who's in the hospital, not sending her through all of this where she have to sneak and tell Tatiana's father, you can bury her. I want you to. And the judge allowed that to happen because they knew that it was true. So like I said, I don't care all the GoFundMe money they can raise in hell. That mother and father will be the ones to reap it, and it's up to that mother to decide what she wants to do. That is her child, not theirs. They didn't deliver Atatiana. Her mother did. Her mother brought that child into this world. And if she says Mr. Marcus Jefferson is the biological father, there's no other man coming up and saying he is. So she must know that it is. Or even if it's not. Like I said, I have friends that are adopted. You have kids, sperm bank babies. You're not going to go around and say that's not their parents when they went to the sperm bank and bought the sperm or the egg so that a baby can be born and given to them. That's their child. That's their child. You can't take away somebody's child, whether they birthed them biological or they bought them. Nowadays, it's, all kind of scientific things going on. And the law says if a person adopted a child, if a person went to a sperm bank and bought a child and raised a child, took a child in off the streets, and that child was adopted, that is that child's parent. Bottom line. So with that, you guys, I'm going to end, but pray for the family. I pray for the mother that's in the hospital ill. I pray for the father and also his wife, because his wife is grieving with him, his new wife. She is grieving with him at the time of Atatiana Jefferson's death and this funeral and all of this mess surrounding her funeral. Because anytime you're married to someone, even if it's not their biological child, that woman he married, Tatiana's stepmother, said that for 10 years, Tatiana was there with them in New Orleans, where she went to Xavier University, and they allowed her to come there so that she could go to college. And so the stepmother was also part of her life. So I pray for her too, because I have stepkids and I know how I would feel, that I raised. I would feel the same way as that man feel. And people that would have done what they did would feel the same way. But they only want money. But he's the one put out money. They didn't. It seems like to me she was lifting up the family. From what I hear and what I understand, everybody was riding off of her energy. And then when she got shot, here come everybody after the money. Here they come. They want money. Money, 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 money. As if that money is going to be theirs when they leave here. It's not going to happen. So have a heart. That's what they should have. They should have a heart. And no money in hell can buy a human being. Can't buy your life. It can't buy you happiness. I know a lot of rich people that are super rich. I remember one time I had everything, but it was something going on because I had to find myself as a young person. And I was starting a career and things good were happening to me and things were coming so fast. And I was just all over the place like, wow, what's really happening to me? I got all this stuff, but I just, don't know which way to go. And I mean, you can have it all. And other people will look at you like you got it all. What's wrong with you? That goes to show you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have if you don't have number one, and that's yourself, you have zero. God first, you second. And if you don't have that, you can kiss the baby goodbye. All the money in the world, what goes up will come down. You can get it the wrong way, but it's not going to last. It's just not going to happen. It's not. So I don't know what all that hype is about. And Tay, they call her Tay. Tay was an inspiring doctor, and she was a lover of pets, and he said she was very hands-on. So you guys, with that, let's just pray for the family and pray that Tay made it on into heaven. From all this good Tay has put out in the universe, I'm quite sure she did make it in heaven. So you guys, for the love of money, let's all know it's just the root of all evil. People just go crazy because of money. And that GoFundMe, boy, a lot of people have gotten in trouble with that GoFundMe. Oh, a lot of people have gotten in trouble. I think I said it on another one of my videos. Remember that guy that he was homeless, and he said that somebody needed gas money, or it was something about gas money, and the people was with him, and they played like they was helping a homeless man, and they did a GoFundMe page, and they got a whole lot of money. I think over $500,000 or something like that. Could have been $1 million or $500,000 or close to $1 million, and they found out that that was all a fake. The homeless guy was fake. The people that started the GoFundMe page for the homeless guy was fake, and they all got in trouble. That GoFundMe, it can get a lot of people in trouble, because if they're not doing it and it's not used for the cause, they are busting people left and right that are illegal, misusing those funds when those funds are allocated to people that it's supposed to be for. And especially like Atatiana's mother and father, they need that money so that if they want to start a foundation with her name or something like that, that money is to help them build something, a legacy with her name, that other kids can see who she was and what type of young woman she was to society and was going to be. It's not for people to have that money and use it to go out and buy them a Mercedes, or go out and buy clothes and play around with that money. That money is designated from her death. People are donating money to help her legacy live on. Okay? So with that, you guys, please click like, share, and subscribe. This is real news talk. I'm just telling you like it is, straight from the gut. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for tuning in to the Real News Talk Show. Bye.